Hello, everybody, and welcome to your weekly recap show. That is Jamie's dog, Henry. I'm Ross Berge.
It's me. It wasn't
Jimbo.
Henry. It was me.
Jimbo, you're back. Welcome to the show.
Back in business and glad to be here. Very exciting. Big moment for me to return to my old stomping grounds, the weekly recap show.
It's good to have you back. All right, getting into week 10, we had really only one close game. This time, Grimsley Bears was on the winning end of a close game, a low-scoring affair with Chooch, but he squeaked it out. And then I got a victory, JK got a victory, and Brendan had and Jake too. All got much-needed wins, and those four teams are chasing Jed right now.
Yeah, keeping pace with Jed. Really, the only team that has fallen off the map is the Cinderella story of the Washington Woo-Woos, who just a few weeks ago we thought might be on their way to making the money. Now, not looking so good as they sit at 500, and a team that really is going to shit. Going to shit.
Yeah, and that also gives Jed 4 straight victories last week. So, and we get that'll lead right into the big acquisition that has sent shockwaves through the league here, where Rag gives up Matt Forte and Eddie Lacy to get Lamar Miller and Carlos Hyde from Jed and Brendan. So two very strange moves that might alter the course of APHP forever.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The writing's on the wall. It doesn't look like this is the year for the Quackers, and the Quackers are looking towards 2015. We don't have anything in the rules to dissuade him from making that move, and frankly, I like the move. It gives him Lamar Miller and then potentially Carlos Hyde if Frank Gore dies or realizes that he's 87 or whatever it is. So the Quackers in good shape moving into the off season.
Yep. And clearly Lamar Miller and Carlos Hyde have keeper value, so that's why it makes it a fair trade when you look at all variables. So I obviously had to go ahead and accept it. But I think we should all discuss at the banquet soon any changes that we need to make to prevent teams from tanking and having a fire sale that then changes everything when it comes to trading.
I gotta say, we don't have anything against those rules right now, and frankly, I'm all about the tank. If the team wants to give up on the year and go towards next season, that's their prerogative. To be honest, the Rat Tails are looking towards 2015. If there's moves to be made, we can certainly do them. I think the most interesting thing is that Ricky could have gotten both Matt Forte and Eddie Lacy had he given up Le'Veon Bell. But he was unwilling to part with Le'Veon and really mortgage his future, as I've been told.
Wow,
that's insider information.
Yeah, that's insider information right there.
Insider information.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Sneets really wants Le'Veon Bell apparently.
Well, as a 6th round running back, you're in pretty good shape if you got Le'Veon Bell in the 6th round. So that clearly gives a big advantage. And the teams that had solid keepers, going into the season, they had a big advantage. So you look at Andy, who got off to a hot start with Gio Bernard. Now, obviously, he's hurt, but the guys who had keepers, that played a role.
Yeah, and I get the keepers are really important. I just think it's gonna really affect the current year, every single year going forward, if we're able to just freely trade all these keeper values. Because towards the end of the season, there's just going to be all these teams that get much better. Obviously, the good teams are going to be the ones making these trades with the bad teams most often. So it's just going to cause some controversy at the end of each season.
Well, it gets the bad teams ready to go for the next year. It's no different than last year. I traded Reggie Bush in week 17 for Adrian Peterson when he wasn't even playing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that turned to shit for me. But, I thought it was a good move at the time and put me in a decent position.
As long as
I love it.
I think as long as they're at least somewhat fair in the current year, it's okay. But
I think it's fair. I think it's fair to talk about, but at this point we have no rules against it, so let it happen.
I'm sure JK and Rag will talk about it for an hour and a half, but I just want to mention that at the banquet I will propose a rule. I'll throw it out there right now, that the last place team needs to have a penalty, like it's $75 or $100 that they put towards the pot to prevent teams from tanking and having a horrible season.
I'm all for that, but I'm going to be honest. We talked about this off air. If it's a $50 fee, I'm still going to tank. I'll pay the $50 to have a sick keeper.
Then that's your little penalty for doing that.
Well, I'm looking forward to that conversation.
It'll be
a good
banquet.
But you gotta say, Jed is absolutely in the driver's seat now.
Absolutely, it's his to lose.
No question.
And I was looking at the schedule for Jed, and then we'll get into week 11. But his remaining schedule, as it stands right now, he does not play a team above 500 the rest of the way.
Well, he might play me though, which that would be difficult.
Actually, I think it's a pretty difficult matchup this week against Johnny.
Well, we'll see about that. Let's get into this week.
Well, let's hit that one first. So Jed has obviously Peyton Manning and Demaryius Thomas going against the St. Louis defense that is not very strong. But Jed has to put in Malcolm Floyd this week as it stands right now, and Justin Forsett is on a bye. He also has Delaney Walker in his tight end spot with Witten on a bye. So his lineup isn't as strong this week as it usually is or it will be going forward. And Johnny gets Phillip Rivers back, Ryan Matthews back from injury, T.Y. Hilton back from a bye. So John's team actually looks pretty strong this week.
Yeah, John's team catches Jed at the right time, but I'm going to be honest. St. Louis, their defense against Peyton Manning, Demaryius Thomas, and Peyton Manning. Jed's team is going to go as far as Peyton's going to take them. With the addition of Forte is huge, even with Forsett on the bye this week. I don't think Johnny really stands a chance. I think Jed wins this one again. Although I think it could be more interesting than maybe we're giving him credit.
Well, because I'm hoping for Johnny, I'm going to go with Johnny here.
All right.
All right. How about Kindergarten Cop versus Chooch Island? Kindergarten Cop now has lost 2 straight games, now in third place, out of the money as it stands right now in the Happy Endings division. Ben Roethlisberger did not put up quite the performance that he had the previous 2 weeks. He could get Giovanni Bernard back this week. He could get Monty Ball back this week, both listed as questionable. Chooch has lost 2 straight. Has Lorenzo Taliaferro in there on a bye, so he's going to have to figure out the RB2 spot. But I think even regardless of who Chooch puts in there, I still think Andy's going to win, even without Bernard and Monty Ball possibly.
Yeah, I think on a weekly basis, Chuck is going to struggle to break 75 points. Team is just not very good. And I think Andy could be getting healthy right at the right time here to make a little bit of a run to the money. If he can get Monty Ball and Gio Bernard back off of injury, that would be huge. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. I'm going to go with Andy in this one, though.
All right, and then we got Bad Blue Boys versus Burger.
Bad Blue Boys.
I have DeMarco Murray on a bye this week, so I'm going to have to figure something out in my running back position. I start the newly acquired Brandon LaFell this week, so we'll see how that pans out. Al could be getting Aaron Foster back. A.J. Green's been struggling. His receivers have been awful. Marquise Colston, Michael Crabtree. Newton clearly looks hurt. So Al's team, I actually think he has a chance this week, but I'm going to go with myself.
I'm going to take you 2 in this one. I don't like the Carolina Panthers very much, so I don't like Al's team in a lot of ways. A.J. Green has definitely struggled. I think, honestly, Marcus Colston is droppable. He has been horrible this season, so I don't know how he can't find another wide receiver. Another season with no trades from Al, and we see what happens. What happens this year. So I take you
in general.
Yeah, I mean it's been unbelievable. And that's what's going to happen when you get Marcus Colston is as your wide receiver. So
exactly,
you lay in the bed that you make, or if you don't make it, they'll lay there.
Right. He's laying there, all right. All right, then
your bed.
Got Masturbation versus Grimsley Bears. Grimsley Bears, as we said, squeaked out a win this past week. Jake had Marshawn Lynch put up like 40 some odd points this past week.
Unbelievable.
When Seattle's offense is going, then obviously Jake's team is going to do well. I think they play a somewhat tough Kansas City Chiefs defense, if I must say so myself. But I think
Go ahead, say it.
I think Jake is still going to win because Grizzly Bears is starting Bobby Rainey and Bryce Brown as his running backs.
Yeah, the Grizzly Bears, it's a little embarrassing to me that they have a significantly better record than me. I can't even fathom how they put together a fantasy football team like this. I've looked at Grimm's roster quite a bit to try and make some trades. There's literally no one I want on his team, so it's impossible to do. I think Marshawn Lynch has another big game, probably runs for like 17 more touchdowns, and Masturbation takes another win.
Wow. All right.
Division game, too. Division game. Very important.
Have we agreed on every single matchup?
No, you wanted John to win.
Oh, John versus, damn it. Well,
Yeah.
I still think Jed's going to win. But I want
But you're picking with your heart.
I'm picking
with your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm picking with the dick.
Your dick.
I don't know what that, I don't know what that means.
Careful. Hopefully Henry's not too close by.
Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is.
Careful, Henry. All right. Then we got A-Town Rat Tails versus
The Rat Tails.
A-Town Quackers.
Quack, quack.
A little North Attleboro action going on here. Ducktown Quackers has clearly given up on his season. He has 2 running backs starting right now that may not even play a snap this week with Rashad Jennings and Lamar Miller. Andrew Hawkins may not play either. There's not much to say here. I think you're going to win easily.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about not picking up a tight end or a defense this week and just kind of rolling with the guys I got because I don't have any concern. I don't think there's any question about this that the Rat Tails get back on the winning ways, and maybe we make a run. Maybe we win every single game the rest of the way and we sneak into the money. We'll see what happens. It's been a tough season, we all know that, but I got a lot of keeper value, lots of keeper value. So looking forward to next year. 2015.
And then our last game, you may not know what the matchup is, but do you know what kind of matchup it is?
It's the marquee matchup, I believe.
You're
the
right.
marquee matchup.
You got there. All right, so Fighting Frog Swamps versus Retzelmania. This is a pretty good matchup, obviously, because it's the marquee matchup. 6-4. Fighting Frog Swamps versus the 5-5 Retzelmania. It's obviously a battle for the Hard Times division. One of these two teams could get in the money if they can pass Jake. Fighting Frog Swamps, as we mentioned, made a trade for Eddie Lacy this week. So now he has a 3-headed monster with Eddie Lacy, Ahmad Bradshaw, and Frank Gore. Retzelmania keeping strong with that Le'Veon Bell. And Breeze, actually Thomas comes back this week too from New Orleans. I don't think he does very well, but he does come back. I'm going to go with Fighting Frog Swamps.
I'm actually going to go with Retzelmania in this one. I think they've got a good matchup. I really hate Brendan's running backs. I don't like Ahmad Bradshaw. I'm pretty sure that Frank Gore should have stopped playing football in 1996. I do like Eddie Lacy a lot. I think that's a great pickup for him. But I actually like Retzelmania in this one. Like I said, insider information that I got from a few of my sources tell me that he could have had Matt Forte and Eddie Lacy on his team, was unwilling to give up Le'Veon Bell. So really, had a solid shot at making a push a couple weeks ago. And now, it's going to be tough to get in the money to get past both Brendan and Jake. And obviously Jed is way ahead of him.
That's shocking because that means Snoots is already looking to the future.
Yeah, I mean, Snoots is one of those guys who always has his eye on the future. He's been like that since the first day I met him. He's been thinking about what is he going to do for retirement, 401ks, Roth IRAs, all sorts of shit. He is really focused on, his family, his future, and his health.
Yeah. Well, he has lost a lot of weight, so I think he is focusing on the health. I don't know about the 401k part, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 401ks up the yin yang. Up the yin yang.
They're just everywhere. All right, cool. So anything else? I think that's it, actually.
No, I think that sums it up. I think it's been an interesting week, and like you said, I think in a lot of ways, the decisions that were made this week are going to impact the future of the league, and we're going to have some conversations about them. Personally, I think it's wonderful. It's tremendous to see owners that are willing to go outside the box a little bit, and I'm all about innovation. So that's the Rat Tail motto. The Rat Tail is where innovation is tradition. So.
Nice. New motto.
Yes. It's also Jason's motto.
We also have to figure out the banquet shit eventually as well. Where it's going to be.
Excellent point.
It's going to be. So everyone
we got to get
as well.
I'll be thinking.
Cool. All right, man.
All right, say goodbye, Henry.
Later.
Bye. Peace.
All right, buddy.